global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. It has begun already, the much expected drama, but this time around, it is having a twist that may not go too well in the Nigerian political space. A few hours ago, Peter Obi had released during an exclusive interview he had with a journalist where a group allegedly tagged the Tinubu group had made some remarks that Yoruba should think a vote to Peter Obi is like a vote to Southeast and a vote to lack of development in Lagos, or taking all the seaport to Southeast. All manner of things were said. For proper understanding of that video, check our playlist, you'll see it there. But to make it interesting, Peter Obi went further to explain how many Nigerians have started talking about the issue of his insecurity. But right now, APC, Tinubu, his group have decided to reply, and their reply, in a moment we're going to find out exactly what they said, and Nigerians are really taking note. But before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, this is coming as a press release, in fact, immediate press release, and according to the news, is a press statement by the APC Presidential Campaign Council on the offensive video by Mr. Peter Obi. Said our attention has been drawn to an offensive, hate-filled video made and circulated by presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, in which he accused an amorphous and non-existent Tinubu's group of spreading a WhatsApp message calling on the Yoruba not to vote for him. The purported message, according to Mr. Obi, forewarned the Yoruba that a vote for Peter Obi would be a vote for a seaport in South-South and Southeast. For the avoidance of doubt, this is a transcript of the so-called message as relayed by Mr. Peter Obi. I quote, "So Yoruba, shine your eyes, oh, if you vote for Peter Obi, it is automatically voting for seaport in Southeast and South-South. The Igbos will stop coming to Lagos State to invest. Rather, they will go to Delta and River State. They will stop coming to Lagos State to invest. But rather, they may be going to Delta and River State, and they may even stop building houses in Lagos. It will affect a lot of Yorubas, Ronu." Firstly, we vehemently deny the existence of any of such Tinubu group that made and circulated such a message. All groups supporting the APC presidential candidate and his running mate have clear designations which were known promoters. In addition, it is only messages released by the APC Presidential Campaign Council that are officially authorized and for which we take responsibility. We challenge Mr. Peter Obi to reveal the source and the names behind that nebulous WhatsApp message. We wish to state that it is obvious Mr. Peter Obi deliberately concocted that message and circulated that offensive video himself as a campaign strategy in order to come across as a victim of some kind of ethnic agenda. Whereas, in truth, he is the real agent provocateur of an ethnic agenda. As the takeoff date for campaigns draw closer, Mr. Peter Obi has suddenly realized that Nigerians are beginning to burst his bubbles as his messages are bereft of ideas, depth, and clear-cut solutions to our challenges. His messages are only full of false data and high-faulting jargons in what is clearly a disingenuous ruse to distract or a scrutiny of his empty records as a governor of Anambra State and nothing else. Hence, his easy recourse to playing ethnic card and fanning the ember of hate. We have on good authority that part of the U.S. strategy, just like the failed Dubai strategy his former boss and himself adopted in 2019, was to return to the country and spread ethnic hatred amongst the voters and cause chaos. Then pose as the victim. They have just kickstarted that plot by orchestrating and circulating the said video. We find it utterly disgusting demeaning and insulting to the sensitivity and sensibilities of Nigerians for a presidential candidate of this kind, that's Peter Obi, to make such a video parroting a spurious, unverified, and sham message that has the potential of deepening our fault lines as a nation and further promoting ethnic tensions. This is completely unbecoming of a presidential candidate that hopes to unite this country. Again, we note that Mr. OBJ's latest stunt is consistent with what is now widely perceived as his adoption of hate as campaign strategy. Having consistently failed to rein in his known and identifiable supporters, mostly domiciled on social media, threatening political opponents with violence and death. Moreover, here is a man known as sectional irredent with public records showing him expelling Nigerians from a section of the country from Anambra State while he was governor, and has decidedly resorted to ethno-religious cards in his activities and messaging thus far, now accusing his better of being an ethnic champion. What a supreme irony, they said. We are also aware that plans are afoot by Mr. Peter Obi to fake an assassination attempt on himself and hire Labour Party boys dressed in APC caps and t-shirts to attack some Labour Party offices. It is all part of the US plan. It is the first in a series of incendiary actions planned by this ill-prepared but desperate candidate. We call on all well-meaning Nigerians, irrespective of ethnic origins or political divides, to rise up and condemn these tactless tactics and cheap maneuver by a desperate non-starter of a presidential candidate who has decided to resort to crude reversionalism, ethnic jingoism, and crass insensitivity with a view to whipping up undeserved sentiment to fuel his faltering ambition that is nothing but a flash in a pan. Our advice to Mr. Peter Obi is to quit the race if he has nothing more to tell Nigerians. NB. We also wish to use this medium to debunk the false and misleading posts on various social media handles of supporters of Mr. Peter Obi that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is withdrawing from the race on health grounds. This is nothing but a figment of their rapt imaginations. Our candidate is strong, healthy, and fit enough for the coming campaigns. The opposition will hear loud and clear from him soon. Thank you. Festus Keyamo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Director, Media and Public Affairs, Official Spokesperson, APC Presidential Campaign Council, Honorable Minister of the State, Minister of Labour and Employment, Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is coming from Festus Keyamo on behalf of APC and Bola Tinubu. But come on, he's saying that Peter Obi should resign. He cannot resign. This is everybody's entitled to their opinion. This one is a media team talking. It would have been nicer, really. Well, of course, that's his media team talking. But honestly, it would have been nicer if Bola Tinubu replies with presidential candidate to presidential candidate. Yeah, it is Peter Obi that made that statement. That's coming from a APC support group. The video is viral. Bola Tinubu should also reply, candidate to candidate. Peter Obi has a support group too. But candidate to candidate, let's see how this plays out. But that's when we'll wrap it up. As more unfolds, we keep updating you. Let's